Before 2026 arrives, remember this moment, because in a few years, people will look back at this exact point in time the same way we look back at the moment the internet first went mainstream. Except this shift is bigger, way bigger. We are entering a year where AI doesn't just get smarter. It becomes fully integrated into how the world actually works. 2026 is the year your phone, your glasses, your laptop, your business, your job, your money, and your daily decisions all connect inside one continuous intelligent system. And here is the crazy part. Most people won't see it coming. They'll think AI is already impressive, without realizing we haven't even reached the real inflection point yet. So in this video, I'll show you why 2026 is the turning point and why life before and after it will not look remotely the same. The hidden build-up to 2026. Before we jump into everything that 2026 unlocks, there's something most people forget about technological revolutions. They never feel big while they're happening. The internet was boring in the 90s, until suddenly it wasn't. Smartphones were tiny computers for emails, until the App Store rewired the global economy. And AI? Right now, we're living in the quiet part before the earthquake. Over the last few years, AI progress hasn't just increased, it's been compounding. In 2020, the biggest AI models had around 175 billion parameters. Impressive for the time. By 2023 and 2024, labs began working with models rumored to cross 1 trillion parameters, trained with reinforcement learning, multimodal inputs, massive context windows, and memory systems that made previous models look like calculators with personality. And here's the fun part. Most of those breakthroughs never even reach public view until years later. And while everyone's busy debating whether AI can write poems that don't sound like a tax form, companies like Nvidia quietly saw their market cap jump from £300 billion in 2020 to over £2 trillion by 2024. Why? Because the entire world realized one thing. Whoever controls compute controls the future. Data centers are expanding faster than ever, with global AI compute demand projected to grow 10 times between 2024 and 2026. Google's DeepMind even stated that scaling compute is still the most reliable way to push frontier intelligence. Meanwhile, governments are waking up too. The United Kingdom invested £225 million into its AI research resource in 2024, building one of the most powerful public AI supercomputers in Europe. The European Union drafted the world's first comprehensive AI Act. The United States launched the National AI Research Resource Pilot. Japan and South Korea raced to build sovereign models. Everyone's quietly stacking the chessboard because they know what's coming next. But here's the wild part. Even with all of this happening, the average person still thinks AI peaked with chatbots and funny image filters. They don't realize we're about to enter the part of the curve where the line stops being a line and starts being a rocket. 2026 isn't just another year. It's the year the foundations finally click together. The rise of AI agents that can act, not just answer. Up until recently, most people interacted with AI the same way they would interact with a really smart calculator. You ask it something, it answers, and the job is just done. But 2026 is when that changes completely, because we're shifting from AI that responds to AI that acts. And that's a totally different game. Agents aren't chatbots, they're digital workers. They can browse the internet, book flights, negotiate prices, run marketing campaigns, generate reports, monitor your bank accounts, schedule your week, audit your habits, and fix mistakes before you even notice them. In 2024, OpenAI demonstrated early versions of this, routing agents that could plan multi-step tasks and execute them without human intervention. Google showed off agents that could manage email inboxes and build multi-day itineraries with budgeting included. Microsoft integrated agents directly into Windows. But these were just prototypes, the training wheels. By 2026, every major tech company will have released its own agent ecosystem. Think about that for a second. Apple integrating agents into Vision Pro successors and everyday devices. OpenAI building assistants that run your business. Microsoft giving every worker their own AI employee through Copilot. Google turning Android into a full agent platform. Suddenly, you're not just using software, you're supervising intelligence. And here's where it gets funny. People think automation is scary, but wait till they realize how much they hate doing admin once an agent volunteers to do it for them. Imagine telling your AI, I want to grow my YouTube channel, and it automatically researches topics, drafts, scripts, analyzes analytics, optimizes thumbnails, and schedules uploads. Or running a business where your AI negotiates vendor prices while you're asleep. This isn't science fiction. Companies like Adept, Inflection, and XAI are already building agents designed to handle digital tasks with zero manual input. AI leaving the screen. Now let's talk about the part no one's ready for, which is what happens when AI stops living inside your phone and starts living on your face. If 2024 was the year AI glasses went through their awkward teenage phase with bulky frames, limited displays, and battery life that dies faster than your motivation on a Monday morning, then 2026 is the year they grow up, properly. Smart glasses are getting real displays, real compute, and real intelligence. Companies like Meta, Xreal, Inmo, and Apple are all racing towards the same finish line, which is glasses that replace your phone entirely. INMO announced micro-LED displays with serious brightness improvements. Xreal's retinal projection technology keeps getting better. Meta's Ray-Ban glasses sold millions and became the first mainstream AI wearable. And Amazon's leaked AR glasses project is also in the works. Pair all of that with on-device chips like Qualcomm's AR2 Gen 2 and new AI accelerators, and you've basically got a laptop hidden inside a pair of frames. Here's what these glasses will do in 2026. You'll see real-time translation appearing right next to someone's mouth while they speak. Your schedule will pop up near your door before you leave the house. AI vision will identify plants, warn you about traffic, read emotional cues, or even help you shop. A personal coach will whisper your workout reps as you move. People who speak quietly will appear with live subtitles. Study notes will appear when you look at a textbook. Navigation will place digital arrows directly on the pavement so you never miss a turn. And the craziest part is that none of this will feel futuristic. It will feel normal, the same way Face ID became normal. By 2026, you might even look back at holding a rectangular slab of glass to take photos and think, wow, we were basically cavemen. The new AI-enhanced workforce of 2026. Work in 2026 feels different from anything we have experienced before. For years, people worried about AI taking jobs, yet what ends up happening is far more nuanced. AI does not replace workers. It reshapes how work is done and lifts the baseline of what a single person can achieve. We already saw early signs of this. A Harvard and Boston Consulting Group study in 2023 found consultants completing analytical tasks significantly faster when using AI and finishing writing tasks in nearly half the time they usually took. McKinsey's 2024 report suggested that current AI could already automate a large share of everyday work activities. These were early models, and even then the productivity jump was undeniable. By 2026, AI becomes something you collaborate with throughout the day, rather than a tool you occasionally check. Every worker has access to an AI agent tuned to their role. Designers can request concepts and receive multiple usable directions almost instantly. Accountants can rely on agents scanning financial documents in the background and alerting them to issues before clients ever notice. Marketers can plan strategies while their agents test variations, read performance data, and surface the best options. As routine tasks get automated, new roles emerge. People begin working as workflow designers, agent supervisors, and creative overseers. The value shifts from doing repetitive work to guiding intelligent systems and making decisions that require judgment. This shift gives workers more time for strategy, creativity, and higher-level thinking. Entrepreneurship benefits from this change as well. Shopify saw a large rise in new business creation around 2023 and 2024, and that momentum grows even further in 2026. Starting a business becomes less intimidating because so much of the heavy lifting can be automated. A fitness coach can manage their entire online operation with AI assistants handling video edits, workout planning, email replies, and scheduling. A consultant can run a compact but powerful business with AI preparing research, drafting reports, and managing clients. For the first time in history, one person can realistically run a business that behaves like a full team. Instead of feeling threatened, people feel amplified. AI becomes the force that unlocks their capacity rather than something that replaces them. Businesses that transform completely in 2026. While individuals evolve, organizations undergo an even larger transformation. Companies discover that they can increase efficiency and output without hiring at the same rate as before. The friction points that usually slow teams down begin to shrink because AI agents start handling them automatically. The shift becomes clear when you look at early examples. In 2024, Klarna revealed that its AI assistant managed a massive portion of its customer service workload, which previously required hundreds of human agents. Surprisingly, customer satisfaction improved and response times dropped. Similar patterns emerged across different companies and confirmed that AI could handle operational tasks both faster and more consistently. By 2026, this becomes common practice. Startups with small teams begin operating at a scale that previously required dozens of employees. Larger companies reduce operational delays in finance, human resources, logistics, and customer service because agents are working in the background at all times. People deal with the exceptions while AI handles the predictable flow of daily tasks. The biggest shift is felt by independent creators and small businesses. Someone who once struggled to maintain a content schedule can now run an entire production pipeline. AI drafts, scripts, edits long-form content, repurposes videos, prepares written posts, analyzes performance, and plans the next batch. It does not replace the creator's voice, it expands it. This acceleration matches global usage data. More than 200 million people were using generative AI tools weekly by late 2024, and analysts expect that number to double by 2026. A large percentage of these users rely on AI for work, which means adoption is not optional anymore. It's the new baseline. And traditional sectors evolve too. Healthcare uses AI diagnostics to assist specialists. Law firms automate research and review. Real estate companies depend on AI prediction models. Education adopts adaptive tutoring. Finance automates fraud detection and portfolio insights. In short, every industry touches AI because the competitive advantage becomes too large to ignore. This is why 2026 marks a turning point. Businesses that embrace AI move at a different speed. Businesses that hesitate lose ground quickly. The game is no longer about how big you are. It's about how intelligently you use the tools available to you. The global compute explosion and the AGI race. To understand why 2026 becomes such a defining year for AI, you have to look at the one force behind every major leap in intelligence: compute. The past few years have felt like watching the world quietly construct a new kind of industrial backbone. NVIDIA's chips powered most frontier models, while AMD pushed forward with its MI300 accelerators. Intel scaled its Gaudi line, and companies like Cerebras and Grok introduced radically different architectures designed purely for AI workloads. These were not small upgrades. These were shifts in how fast intelligence could grow. Nations responded by treating AI supercomputers the way they once treated power plants. The United States expanded its national compute clusters. The United Kingdom built out world-class research infrastructure. Japan, South Korea, and the Gulf states began constructing their own sovereign AI systems. Compute became a strategic asset, and not a luxury. The most important part is what happens in 2026. Training costs finally fall enough for multiple organizations to compete at the frontier. It's no longer a race with only 2 or 3 players. It becomes a global competition. Models gain stronger reasoning, longer memory, and more autonomous planning. Suddenly, you realize you are living inside a technological arms race. Government, policy, and the new world map of AI. While the private sector races ahead, governments spend 2026 trying to establish stability. After years of rapid innovation, policies finally begin to solidify. The European Union strengthens its regulatory framework. The United States sets clearer rules for safety, transparency, and deployment. The United Kingdom launches new governance initiatives to support responsible use. The goal is not to slow progress, but to prevent chaos. At the same time, countries position themselves as AI hubs. Singapore becomes a magnet for startups. The Gulf states invest heavily in research clusters. India pours resources into talent development. Nations understand that whoever becomes a center for AI innovation will gain long-term economic influence. This also creates new tensions. Governments want cooperation, yet they also want strategic advantage. Some push for open-source development. Others restrict access to advanced models. The migration of AI talent accelerates because researchers are drawn to places with stronger compute, lighter regulations, and better opportunities. For the first time, people begin discussing AI citizenship and the rights of advanced systems. It's early and mostly theoretical, but it signals how quickly society is approaching questions that once felt impossible. AI is not only reshaping products, it's reshaping geopolitics. The consumer explosion in homes, schools, and daily life. By 2026, the biggest change is not happening in labs or boardrooms. It's happening inside homes. Everyday life starts to feel noticeably more intelligent. Appliances diagnose problems before they break. Smart speakers become actual tutors with personalized learning plans. Wearables track health patterns and suggest adjustments long before a doctor's visit is necessary. Parents buy AI companions that help children learn languages, practice mathematics, or explore interests with gentle guidance. Education becomes more adaptive. A student who struggles with reading receives a completely different learning pathway than one who excels in visual subjects. Lessons evolve automatically based on progress. Teachers spend less time managing repetition and more time supporting creativity and understanding. And health also shifts. AI systems analyze sleep cycles, nutrition, stress markers, and body movement. People begin understanding their bodies with more precision, not through guesswork but through actual data. The average person also notices that recommendations across apps, entertainment, and daily routines become dramatically more accurate. Instead of feeling like algorithms are guessing, it feels like they finally understand context. Shopping becomes easier, travel planning becomes effortless. Daily decisions feel lighter because much of the cognitive load has been transferred to an intelligent system. The AI divide between adopters and non-adopters. As AI spreads into every corner of life, the real gap that forms is not between the rich and the poor, but between the people who embrace AI and the people who resist it. Early adopters in 2024 and 2025 already feel this. They finish work faster, they produce more, they learn quicker, they adapt to change with less friction. By 2026, that difference becomes undeniable. The skills that matter most begin to shift. Judgment becomes more valuable than memorization. Creativity and taste become more important than repetition. Oversight and systems thinking rise above manual execution. People who learn how to guide AI rather than compete with it start seeing opportunities that others miss. None of this creates fear. It creates urgency. The world begins rewarding people who use AI to multiply their output. A single person can operate like a small team. A student can learn at double speed. A professional can manage 5 times more work without burning out. Meanwhile, those who refuse to adapt feel as if the world has accelerated without them. The divide is not destiny, it is a choice. People who recognize the shift early position themselves on the winning side of the decade. Why 2026 marks the true inflection point. When you look at everything together, you start to see why 2026 is the year historians will point to. It's not defined by one breakthrough but by the convergence of many. Compute becomes abundant enough for global competition. Agents mature into capable digital workers. Wearables bring intelligence into the physical world. AI operating systems become continuous rather than reactive. Governments settle their first wave of regulations. Businesses transform. Households transform. Culture transforms. And the entire stack finally aligns. This creates a compounding effect. Once AI becomes integrated into daily systems, it does not retreat. Every new improvement builds on the previous one. Productivity rises, expectations rise. Intelligence becomes infrastructure. The world rewires itself around a new baseline. 2026 is the moment the slope of the curve changes. The moment the future feels closer than the past. The moment AI stops being a novelty and becomes the engine of modern life. People will look back at this year and say that everything before it belonged to a different era. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want more deep dives into the future of AI, make sure you hit subscribe and stay tuned. There is a lot more coming.